Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Blunt Conversations, hosted by Blunt Brunch. This episode is sponsored by EventHi. EventHi is the world's first cannabis ticketing platform where you can discover events, buy tickets and sponsorships, or create your own event and meet people with a shared interest. Whether it is a local farmer's market, a large music festival, or a business conference, our online marketplace has been designed to bring people together to experience cannabis events in a safe and social space. All you have to do is visit eventhi.io to learn more. Now, for the month of February, we have been discussing restoration of a woman, discussing mental and physical health in the workplace. Our goal for this month is to really shine a light on the mental and physical health for women. The past couple weeks, you gained such valuable advice from Jennifer and Sonia, and we have 2 more weeks with 2 very special guests to continue the conversation. Now, for those that are new to the conversation, here is a little excerpt. As we continue to bounce back from the pandemic, it has been shown that women are experiencing higher levels of mental and physical health challenges. Now, there's some statistics that show 35% of females have moderate to severe levels of depression. 27% of females have moderate to severe levels of stress, and 30% of women felt that everything has been an effort. Today, we're going to hear from a colleague who is an amazing leader in this space to help raise awareness on the importance of supporting women's mental health and physical health in the workplace. This week, I am honored to introduce you to Dr. Lola Ohonba, PharmD. Dr. Lola is the founder and CEO of WCI Health, an alternative health and wellness company, and WCI Health University, which is the intersection of psychedelic science education for caregivers. She's also the Chief Clinical Science Therapeutics Officer at EventHi, which is a life bioscience company based in Canada. Dr. O is a public speaker, a clinic pharmacist with over 19 years of clinical experience, a professor of cannabinoid medicine at John Patrick University, the best-selling author of A Pharmacist's Guide to Cannabis, and the host of Let's Talk Plant Medicine, Cannabis, Psychedelics, and Pharmaceuticals. Now, Dr. O is a speaker specializing in medicinal herbs, including cannabis and psychedelics. Some of her appearances include Wonderland Miami, American Herbalist Guild Annual Symposium, Cannadelic Miami, Global Cannabis Intelligence Conference, along with American Cannabis Nurse Association Conference, and many more. So with that being said, Dr. Lola, thank you for joining us today and sharing some insight into this month's Blunt Conversation.
Thank you, Adelia, for having me today and the great work you're doing in this space. Really honored to be here with you and your team.
Thank you. And do you prefer Dr. O or Dr. Lola? What do you prefer?
A lot of people call me Dr. O. That's a lot easier. It's fun. So let's go for that.
Okay, perfect. Well, before we begin the conversation, I just want to remind the audience we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So feel free to join the conversation, share your insights, thoughts on what Dr. O and I are speaking on, even ask a question if you would like. So first and foremost, again, I'm thrilled that you're joining us, Dr. O, on Blunt Conversations. You know, with all the work that you have done, you continue to, bring inspiration and education, which is truly important for this plant. But let's go back to the beginning. What led you to joining the cannabis industry?
Yeah, thank you again for having me. Like you said, your first one was education. One of the main reasons what brought me into the public arena, start talking about cannabis, is education. But before then, I was born in West Africa to the Yoruba tribes of the indigenous of West Africa. Growing up in that part of the world, we use herbal medicine. That's our first line of therapy. For me, as young as I can even remember, I learned how to use mango leaf, lemongrass, all this stuff to manage malaria. So I've always trusted herbs as a wellness tool. That's my life. being a clinical pharmacist, so it's like bringing the best of both worlds to this space. But here in the Western world, we are not really used to herbal medicine. So let's fast forward to 2018 when the Farm Bill was passed. I started seeing all kind of disinformation about plant medicine, about cannabis in particular. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Folks, you're not going to go to over the counter and just grab a bottle of Tylenol and just gulp it down and say, oh, it's just an over the counter. Even though indigenous people have used this plant for generations, they are medicine, they have active ingredients in them, and we need to treat them as such. That was actually what got me started with WCI Health initially as an educational platform, and we're moving forward doing a lot of other stuff, some of which you just listed out. Yeah.
Oops, I was on mute. So, yes. With technology, the things we have to remember.
Of course, yeah.
But so yeah, let's dive into a little bit more about WCI Health. So I know I mentioned some, but when people go to your website, what can they expect to find?
So for WCI Health, like I said, we focus extensively on psychedelic wellness education. So, and when we talk about psychedelics, people can think, oh, ayahuasca, psilocybin, and all those peyote. But cannabis itself is a psychedelic. Cannabis is a psychedelic medicine. So we do what we call medication therapy management. We collaborate with clinicians like physicians, therapists, even indigenous folks. Because me coming from my background of herbal user, indigenous to the people, as well as being a clinical pharmacist, I practice in various aspects of pharmaceutics, in retail, in HMO, and all that stuff. So bringing that to help this clinician navigate this space is one of our major goals. So most of us, a lot of our patients, a lot of our clients, whatever we want to call them, they are on other medication. And like I said earlier, these plants are medicine. So we help them to look at, we review their therapeutic, what they're taking. Apart from that, we do a clinician therapist marketplace. If you are a therapist, you can list your service on our platform. If you are a physician, you can list your stuff on our platform. We do curriculum. We develop curriculum. I develop a lot of the curriculum that I teach at John Patrick on their as cannabinoid medicine on a level. Currently, we are looking into working with other universities and colleges, especially our HBCU, to start helping them to develop curriculum for their students. Apart from that, we also, one of the other major ways we try to make impact in the space is being an advisory to corporation and organization. There are a lot of corporations, they want to come into the psychedelic space now, and they need guidance. They need to know. You can't just go on there. I mean, you know what it is with us. You will get sued. So they consult with us, and we will be able to guide them on the therapeutic differences, and they are able to make informed decisions. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing what you're doing and what people can find and get access to on your platform at WCI Health. On top of that, we also mentioned that you're the host of Let's Talk Plant Medicine, which again is about cannabis, psychedelics, and pharmaceutics. What kind of topics and discussions do you talk about? I mean, I know, it's about cannabis and psychedelics and pharmaceutics, but what are the specific focuses on the discussions that you're having on this podcast?
Depends on what is going on around. And like you mentioned earlier, Adelia, mental health is a major issue since COVID. So we have been bringing clinicians, professional scientists to the platform to talk about how you can level up on our wellness journey, not just being focused on conventional pharmaceutics, but using the healing powers of this plant medicine. When they come on, they talk to us about their literature, the clinical trials they are working on, what is out there. We talk about adaptogen, how you can combine cannabis or psychedelic medicine, functional mushroom with other pharmaceutics that we have. Apart from that, me being a clinician, I also bring that perspective to our audience to try to help them navigate this space. And the bottom line for me is I always tell people these plants, they're not the boogeyman, they're not the bad guys. They are a gift of Mother Nature to us. And so we just need to learn how to use them and not just demonize them like that. Yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
I love that. Awesome. And can people find your podcast where? On what platforms can they find it?
They can find it. We currently host the podcast with Cannabis Radio. They produce the show.
Wow.
Before, I used to do everything like women. We want to do everything.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We don't have to do everything, folks. We have to delegate, learn how to let go.
Yeah.
So I partner with Cannabis Radio. They produce the show now, but you can find it on Cannabis Radio website and also on my website, WCI-health.com. We have a link there that you can access it. Yeah, we've been hosting the show now for probably about 3 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, I do it every now and then before, but we are becoming more focused. And like you are a content creator. It can be challenging sometimes trying to get this message across, sponsorship and everything. So we're still looking to have people partner with us so that we can continue to give this information that is highly needed in this space to our people.
Well, hopefully somebody that's tuning in that might be interested in learning more. The website is right below. And, now let's first off, thank you again for sharing about yourself and about your ventures. And now we'll dive more into the conversation for this month. So why do you think it is important that businesses are prioritizing mental health and well-being for women at work?
Thank you so much for that question, man. Where do we even start, folks? Where do we start? I'm going to go to the queen herself, the queen of women. She's done so much for us in this space. And that is the former First Lady, Secretary Clinton, that says women's rights is human right. Women, we make up more, we are more of us in the population than the men, and no pun intended, folks. You men, when you support us, you're supporting yourself. Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That applies even to the corporation themselves.
Yeah, true.
We have a little bit over 40% of women working, but we bring the whole totality of ourselves to this space. So when you support women in the workspace, you are bringing productivity. We are very loyal. Mm-hmm. We are very, very loyal. We don't really like to change. So if you treat us right, you keep a loyal employee for a very long time. I mean, it is a lot that women bring to the table.
Yeah.
Just like we build our home, we build nations. Yeah. So when you have us in your workspace, it is an honor to have women bring their own space. For generations, women have always been the one to be the leader. Think of when we talk about sitting down in the bars, when we talk about when the men went on to war back in the days, the women were the one gathering together, making sure the home is ready. Most of our inventions that we see these days were developed by women during the war. Wow. So yeah, women are essential commodities that we need to treat with dignity and respect, including in the workspace.
Well, it is. I know there was a fact that even said having women in leadership positions, it also brought a financial advantage because women are a lot more strategic with money and funds. So it brought a lot more financial impact when it came to business as well. In your experience, what are 5 best practices that you have seen employers do to support women's mental health and physical health?
Yeah, some employers are changing, culture is changing, but we still need, it's very few of them that They're genuinely making effort. But there's so many of them that are still out there that we have to keep pushing. And one of that is childcare. Women, we have to, even though we spend money like men to go to school or do whatever we have to do, regardless of whether it's college or any other ways, even life experience is part of investment. Yeah. When we have kids, we literally leave everything. Mm-hmm. And by the time we go back to the workplace, it's like we are going to start all the way from the scratch again. So if these corporations, some of them are beginning to give childcare to women. I mean, when you go to abroad, they have maternity leave, not just for maternity leave for women. We need paternity leaves. And some corporations are beginning to do that too. Because this woman did not just have this baby by herself. The man, we all enjoyed it. It's part of life. We all enjoyed it. So even when we get maternity leave, you go home and you are with this baby and you're bonding with this baby. There are a lot of women that have had postpartum depression. That is a major issue. Yeah. So when you don't have somebody, especially women of low income, when you don't have somebody to help you out there, it's more of stress than saying, oh, you are relaxing, bonding with the baby at home. So even when we give maternity leave, we need to give paternity leave as well, so that when the man is holding the baby, the woman can take a rest. When the man is taking a rest, like tag team. Yeah. Apart from that, flexible schedule. I know folks have worked in places where they are very particular. They do give flexible schedule. That gives us opportunity. And what else does flexible schedule does for us? It helps us in a situation whereby a man works different shifts and the wife works different shifts, or whatever you call us. It doesn't have to be married or whatever partnership we have in our homes. When you have that, that saves us money from childcare. That is a lot. And the final thing is this, the elephant in the room. Pay me what you owe me. Mm-hmm. Pay me what you owe me. Pay them what you owe them, man. I mean, in this generation, women are still taking 82 cents to $1 for every man. Mm-hmm. Apart from that, okay, it's Black History Month. I cannot go without mentioning that. Mm-hmm. Black women are even getting about 58% or less from what average white male is getting. Wow. It's depressing on itself. Yep. When you, Adelia, and myself, we work in a place, and for whatever reason, because we are women, we are paid less. That is mentally draining, and it's like we are not good enough. Yeah. So you need to pay women what they are worth. We work hard. We do a lot. We bring a lot to the table. Pay me what you owe me, folks. That's all we're asking. We're not looking for hand-me-down. We're just looking for you to pay us what we have worked for. Don't treat us like a second-class citizen. And some companies are doing that. They are also advocates for that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you brought up a good point. I was even reading lately, a lot more people are bringing awareness, because I remember growing up, you don't talk about what you're making as an income, and you got scared. A lot of companies would say you're not allowed to ask your team members what you can make. It's not illegal. You have a right to, you can talk about that now with your employee or with your team members. We have Lanika, and she says, we bring more than them. They learn from us. Yes, we do.
Yes, we brought them into this world. Duh.
Now, how do you think women can restore and advocate for mental and physical health in the workplace? Like, how can we tackle these valid these valid facts that you're stating?
Just like you said earlier, you said fear. Fear torments. Fear, when we are in fear, the whole systems of our body responds. The way we deal with fear is to tackle it. We have to say no. Yeah. And one of the One of the other ways we could do this is that we are not at the table. We become the dinner, the dessert, and even, I mean, think of it, anything. We have to begin to be at the table.
Yeah.
We are more than them. And this is not us against them. A lot of men are supporting women. When you go have this march for women, you see the men a lot of the times are even more than the women. Because what affects the woman is indirectly affecting the man. When you take money out of the woman's pocket, you're indirectly taking money out of the family. So it's not, and these men will, they have daughters, they have moms, they have sisters. So it's not us against them at all. And they are already in our corner. So we need to begin to run for office. Don't make no sense. For here, I'm not here to talk about abortion or nothing like that, but it's ridiculous for men to be deciding what we do with our body. You know, so folks needs to we need to begin to put ourselves up there. We are more in population than average men. If we need to come together as one and run for office and push our own agenda. And if they don't put us on the table, we need to vote them out.
There we
We
go.
more than them. The thing is that they try to divide us. Oh, blue states, red state, blue women. No, you know blue women or white women. You know red state or blue state. We are women. We can come together. I mean, come on now. How many years we've had independence and we still don't have one woman as the president of United States? That is unacceptable. Let's begin to clamor for agenda for ourselves. It's not even for our generation, it's for our daughters.
Yeah.
And it's also for our sons.
So true. So true. Now, going into this more with how society is these days being, so fast paced, with us always feeling like we have to be on, burnout can really be a huge issue for us. What strategies would you suggest for burnout prevention?
The first thing that I do and that will advise is take a deep breath, breathe. We have to breathe. We have to breathe. Worrying about job, about paying bills, it is a big deal. It is major, especially for low income. And when I talk about low income, it's got no race, it got no color. When you go to everywhere, it's different shades of us are there. It's just the politicians sometimes they try to divide us and down that line and they start bringing, no, it's the working poor. Yeah. Working poor is every shade of gray. Yeah. We have to breathe. We have to realize that what goes on. Stress, how do we manage stress? Stress, I was reading something on LinkedIn earlier today. It says stress, the way our relationship with stress is how it affects us. If we see stress as a negative thing, they have seen studies that show that people that see stress as harmful thing, they die. More of them die than people that look at stress and say, okay, you're stressed, but your heart is beating fast. Why is your heart beating fast? Your heart is beating fast because you see a snake, but that is giving you energy. That is giving you oxygen to oxygenate your body. You scared of something. You have adrenaline. What is the adrenaline telling you? Adrenaline is telling you to run for your dear life. So sometimes stress can be a positive thing. Let's view it as a positive thing. Then it doesn't have that cascade reaction down and causing us harm. Yeah. We can learn new skills. Yeah, time and everything can be difficult. Part of why I started, apart from me wanting to give back to my community and all that, part of why I started doing some of even adding to what I'm doing is the fear that today, tomorrow, if I lose my job, what's going to happen to my family? Most of us women, we are the main breadwinners in our home. If you have an opportunity and you have something that you love, develop that and begin to do that. Okay, finally, okay to walk away. If you don't giving it all your best and these folks still are not appreciative of you, You are blessed and highly favored. You are beautiful. You don't die there.
Mhm.
It's probably if you keep doing what you're doing and they still don't appreciate you, they're probably not gonna be enough. I remember when I used to work in a place, I'm not gonna mention it, I won't even go to the bathroom. And it's not only me, many of us families, we won't even go to the bathroom.
Wow.
We won't eat. I was skinny like this. My husband says it now that I remember those times. I will come home, my leg is swollen. And mental health is not just when you talk about physical wellness, physical pain, or physical health, it's all in a circle. It's
Yep.
all mental wellness, it's all in the circle. You have one is having depression. Why is it manifesting as pain? Why are we giving Cymbalta, amitriptyline, that's antidepressant, for patients that are dealing with pain? Because it's all in the same circle.
Mm.
When we depress, all this cascade of reaction goes on in our body, then it results in physical pain. So everything is it's okay to walk away.
Yeah.
And when you at least you have your family and people that loves you, and you can do other things, especially in the age of high tech. We
Yeah.
have fiber and all this other stuff that people, start developing something. Yeah.
So true. I love how you mentioned like you can walk away. That's how I was when I was in the corporate world. I was in the consumer electronic industry, and with my career, I knew I wasn't going to be able to go any higher. I knew I
Mhm.
was going to be stuck where I was at, whether with the pay and within my role as the company. And also other things were happening in my life which led me to cannabis. But I was really at that point where I was like, I don't see how much further I can take this position, and I don't want to be here forever. So
Mhm.
leaving was the best decision, and taking the chance on myself for once, which was awesome.
And that is the beautiful thing of a young lady like you that have taken say, I'm not gonna be happy. It's scary.
Yeah.
We are human of stability.
Yeah.
So to take that and say I'm gonna walk away, it's scary.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's what we have to do to even be able to have a chance to live. And when I see young ladies like you been able to do what you've done with EventHi, and all the stuff you are doing for our community in this space, this is amazing. And folks, these are the kind of ladies you need to be supporting. If you're a corporation, these are leaders in our community that are doing whatever it takes to lift us up. And I really do appreciate you, Adelia. I think folks should support you any ways that they can. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, the feeling is mutual, especially learning about everything that you have done and where you've spoke. Like it's very inspiring. Now, as a business owner yourself, what do can you share some personal examples of how you practice, mental and physical health for yourself at the workplace?
For me, I work from home. I've been working from home for a while, and I just step away from my corporate job to focus solely on that. Before I even step away, it's just been like really like a toy. I have physical disability too. I had polio as a child. I beginning to experience pain. My legs swelling up. I stand up. It's crazy. And what I do is I used to love to go walk. Then suddenly I couldn't go out to walk anymore. My mental health was like down there, and I'm like, I need sun. I'll tell my husband, Charles, I need sun. I just need to step out. That is number one for me.
Yeah.
In the morning, I like to go out in the sun. I mean, we live in Florida, and some of us are even having deficiency of vitamin C, vitamin D. Could be as little as walking out.
Yeah.
I love breath work. I love to do breath work. Breathe in and out. I love that. I love cold. I live in North Florida. We be closer to Georgia, so that we still experience a little bit coldness
Good.
compared to Miami and all that stuff. I love to go in there, take a cold shower and all that. It kind of reinvigorates us. Cannabinoid product, plant medicine. Mushroom, functional mushroom, any kind of mushroom. I love it. Lion's mane help our brain, sharpens our brain. Cannabinoid product, especially those ones with CBD. CBD has what we call 5-HT1A. Serotonin, the 2A is the one that helps our brain. That is for help our mood. But there are other serotonergic receptor that are out there that is helping. 1A helps a lot with anxiety. And you gave us that data, 27% of women with stress, anxiety. So product that has CBD has a lot of 5-HT1A, and that can help us to calm down and have calmness. So I love that mushroom, functional mushroom, and we do carry some of those products on our website. Yeah, whatever it is, go for it.
Good, good. Now, before we end the conversation, you just went to Canadelic. How was it? Your brand was there. Like, what was that like?
Canadelic was really awesome. I'm really glad to go there, meeting all these folks, both big and small businesses, be able to collaborate with people. That was really exciting. One of the new things we did in Canadelic is that we launched our new shroom tripper. It cannot be a mouth
Wow.
twisting. We launched our shroom tripper apparel. So it kind of I love fun. I love to have fun. So we have all these funny looking mushroom, then have
Wow.
it in hoodies and just to have fun. So that was really pretty cool. We presented our functional mushroom and booze. I spoke on mental health and on a panel with some real powerful professionals. We spoke on mental wellness and pain, exactly similar to the topic we are discussing today. People were very receptive to that. They were very appreciative, and we had a lot of big corporation coming after to talk to us and wanting to learn how they can maybe work with us in the future. Yeah. So don't be afraid, folks. One step at a time. It takes just one step, and we have to be consistent. We have to just, yeah, there are days that you cry. It's still, all these years I've been trying to work it, it's still taking longer than expected, but one day at a time. Average for you to even be a brand probably take about 10 years to before you even start seeing anything. To even call yourself a brand, probably more than 5 years. I can't even say I'm a brand yet.
We're
We
getting
are
there.
we are work in progress, but we are really looking forward and open to working with people. Nice, like I said, I've stepped away from my corporate job, so that gave me more time to really cater to the need, and we are really open to collaboration from every areas. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Just thank you for being here and joining us and just sharing and this conversation. I really enjoyed it with you today. And again, for those that are interested in connecting, they can go to your website, which is right here below, right? That would be best.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Or they can also check us out on LinkedIn, Dr. Lola Ohonba on IG. I'm pretty active on IG, WCI Health 19. And on IG, you can see all of our shenanigans, that, some of our shenanigans from some of the events, especially Canadelic and Wonderland, Miami. Yeah. Really,
Wow.
really awesome to be with you. Really, I follow you on social, especially Clubhouse, but I'm no longer that active on Clubhouse. And so I'm
Yeah,
really,
me too.
really honored that I get to come hang out with you today.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad too. Well, we'll stay in touch and just thank you again, Dr. O, for joining us. And again, for those that want to learn more, go to wci-health.com. You could also learn about how you can support and be a supporter for her podcast on the website as well. And again, thank you, Dr. O. I
Hi,
appreciate you.
Queen. Thank you so much. Bye. Ashe.
Well, thank you all for joining us today and tuning in. This was just amazing insight from Dr. O on a variety of different topics, but especially physical and mental health for women in the workplace. Shout out again to this week's sponsor, EventHi, for empowering and supporting the Blunt Brunch mission. If you are an event organizer in cannabis, EventHi is your go-to spot to easily publish, promote, and sell tickets compliantly for your cannabis-related events. Visit eventhi.io to learn more. Now, just some final words. This discussion is a very powerful topic, and it's an essential dialogue. There's no quick fix for mental wellness, nor will any single initiative provide the support that women need to thrive at work. But prioritizing the well-being of women in your organization can unlock and engage an unstoppable workforce that is able to achieve your full potential. And with that being said, with this week's Blunt Conversations, we hope we can help make a bit of an impact by sharing, educating, and connecting you with individuals in this space who have invaluable insight and passion to share thoughts on important topics like this. Thank you all again for joining us and tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your evening and save the date for next Tuesday, as Parisa will be bringing on another guest to close out this month's Blunt Conversation. See you all soon. Bye.